Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Keystone Bullet Crossfire 2220ML travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. So let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to think about when you're parking this. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for that awning. On your off campsite, of course, we're going to want to leave room for that slide, but I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power plugs in all the way on the rear of your unit. And then your docking station for water is all the way at the front of the unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. The unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply extend to raise, retract to lower. Get it level. Once it's level, we'll bring down our stabilizing jacks. Now, should you lose power, this rubber stopper right here, underneath there, is a little bolt for a hand crank for your, you have 3 different hand cranks on this. This gold one here will get this up and down without power. But, forewarn you, my fingers just got black from this. Something in the rubber on these that doesn't work well with human fingers, so it does get them black. So don't use it unless you have to. So only if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose. The unit comes with power stabilizing jacks. Right in your docking station here, I'll turn your light on. Show you up in here is where you're gonna run those down at. We'll run the front ones down, which I believe are these. Yep. As I run these down, I'm gonna recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are gonna protect the feet of these stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop. A really good investment. Like I said, it keeps the feet from sinking into the hot blacktop. Sometimes when you run these down, make sure that this will come down flat. Keeps it nice and flexible, and they'll come down correctly. Now remember, our unit's already level. We're only going to bring this down until it starts to feel like it's lifting the unit. Bring it down, make it just taut. Run the right one down in the rear from here as well. And of course, run the back. Make sure our feet are good. Again, unit's level. We're just stabilizing it. Sometimes one leg will run down by itself. Got our unit level and stable. We can hook up our power and water. See, the rear one's down. Big long 30 amp cord plugs in here in the rear. It'll plug in at say about noon there. Turn this one to 1 o'clock. Put that gray washer on. And you are all set. Now your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer in case you need to plug into a 110 that you can throw on the end of this. Get the power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up in here to city water connection. First and foremost, a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. Always use these because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. One more step, just make sure that your pressure release valve right here for your hot water heater, make sure that's not up here. Make sure that's down so that's closed. Then you go ahead and turn that hose on. If your hose has been on for a couple minutes, or immediately if you want, we're going to head inside, open up our slide if we have to, but open up all of your water lines. Sinks, showers, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, all the air out of the lines, shut them off, and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're not going to go city camping, we're going to go dry camping. In that case, we're going to use freshwater connection. We're going to fill up our potable water right here. No need for a water pressure regulator, simply gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that while you're filling it up. Once it's full, remove that hose, put this cap back up on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on a water pump and hook the city water, that's already pressurized. Alright, you're all set to camp with power and water. Then we'll walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in the docking station. Up top where you hook up your cable or satellite. This is a hot and cold shower. Quick connect spray port hose here that comes with your unit. Down here again, fresh water, city water. There's where you winterize it at. Down here's your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. Up here again, our stabilizing jacks and our docking light out front. There's an area you can run all your water hoses down through so you can close your compartment here. Inside this front compartment is your battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. There's your charge controller. The whole purpose of that is to keep your solar panels from overcharging your batteries. Remember, don't yank these down. Push that to the side, don't latch these, then it snaps well. Here's where you can plug in the solar panel to trickle charge your batteries. This hand crank here, the slotted one, will fit on your, again, if you lose power, you got to get up your stabilizing jacks. This will fit on your stabilizing jacks and get these up by hand. Coming down your campsite, I got your slide closed. I just want to mention on your slide seals, you want to keep them flexible and pliable over the years. There is a spray you can purchase to apply to those. There's a vent for your hood range indoors. Black and gray tanks are located back here. We'll talk about those when leaving the campsite. It's a flue for your furnace. One, steer clear of these when you run them. They do run hot. Also, you got bug guards you can put on those. Got a ladder, utilize that. Get up there several times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Here, this is an area to store your sewage hose in, or we call it stinky slinky area. Keystone does provide a backup camera you can purchase to get installed on this. The awning does have a pitch control. You can pull this down and that will pitch this end away to run rainwater this way. I just recommend bringing it in rain. Rain means high winds. High winds not happy for awnings. They're great for shade. Light sprinkles, bring them in rainstorms. Got a couple of outdoor speakers here. If you do mount a TV here, there's your bracket. Where to do that at, make sure if you mount that you seal all your holes. Here's where you can plug in that cable for that, as well as a couple of 110s. That hole right here, I want to show you, this hand crank will fit in there to bring down your spare tire. That fits on a bolt inside there. So you knew what this third hand crank was for. Nothing else down here. This is your hitch work and your big passenger storage here. This is a battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. Here's your propane. It is on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open these. Propane also comes with a cover. Covers everything out here. Check out the inside. Alright, coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Up here to my right is my control panel. I'm just going to start up top real quick. Show the level of your battery, fresh, black, and gray tanks. There may be 2 on here just because of they got one control panel up here. Freshwater button's the one I said to keep an eye on when filling up your fresh water. Down here is where you turn on your water pump to get to that fresh water. Porch, which is actually awning, and ceiling lights. Slide control and awning control. Before opening up that slide, I want to tell you on your awning, you only want to run that awning out until that flat falls down to 90 degrees. You can see that brown bar. That's the farthest you want to come out with that. If you were to hold that extend down, that will roll up onto itself and start to roll itself up backwards. So only run it out as far as you need to. You can only run it out a few feet or not even without the flap. But keep an eye on it when you run it out so you don't run it out farther than you need to. As that comes in, below your fire extinguisher down here is going to be your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, that is always running off your battery. Ironing in, I'll tell you these locks work best when gently slammed. Alright, let me go ahead and open up this slide. We're going to hit extend here. Our slide goes out rather quickly. Down below that is our little step light, porch light here. So let's go into your thermostat. Sorry, I just said hold on to it. It's already on AC for me. AC in here with a quick dump. You can close that and that will blast it more through your vents here, which will turn. Now you'll notice when I shut your AC off, I just actually got to hold it in and shut it off. Shuts off rather quickly. Now if I hold this in, turn on, and go to furnace, turn the heat on. Tough to get it hotter than it is in here. Let's see if they'll crank it up. 86, 87. It's too hot in here. I'll turn the thermostat on. I'm going to go ahead and cool it down. While we finish the chore, we'll come back and crank the heat up for you. I just want to show you when you turn the furnace on that it does take a few minutes for the furnace to cycle through before it shuts off compared to the AC. It should be kicking on. Won't turn a fan on high. That's what I need to do. And change the fan speed. Alright, continuing into the unit. We've got our smoke alarm here. This is where it's prepped for Wi-Fi. Excuse me, the 4G, LTE, and Wi-Fi. TV has a safety strap. Go ahead and turn that on. That is a Connex eTV, which means you've got stereo as well as television on it. You just have to go into your modes to figure out which one you want. Go down to live TV. Or go back to home. Go down to Bluetooth. AM, FM, choose FM. There you go. Go through your stations. Nice sound system. Remote where it should be. I call these parachute full recliners. Your table. Switch this yellow switch over to the right. That will jackknife your table down. Put it up underneath here. Put your flat cushions on top. That'll give you another sleeping quarters. Got a couple charging ports and 110 back here. Coming back into your bathroom, there's your access panel. A door that you want snapped open for travel, so this doesn't bounce a lot during the road. When you arrive at the campsite, flush this, put a few gallons of water in your black tank. Your black tank will thank you later by not depositing solid waste into your black tank without water to break it up. Hand crank open, power exhaust vent. Here's where you turn on your hot water heater. Once your hot water heater is full of water, you'll set it at your desired temperature. 110 with GFCI reset. That's an inverter one as well, so if you are out boondocking. Plumbing, mostly PEX. Just keep an eye on things. If you travel a lot in this, you bounce this up and down the road. Just want to keep an eye on things, make sure nothing's wiggled loose. Go through your manuals. 110 with GFCI reset here in the kitchen area. More plumbing to check it out. There is a square-headed screw on this access panel that will allow you to get in there and keep an eye on your plumbing every now and then. Just maintain like you would at home. Come into our kitchen area. Here you got a self-explanatory microwave, light with fan. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn on your panel light, turn that to spark, hit your spark, and that's how these turn on. So same thing on your oven. You will turn this to your flame. Shut these off. You'll turn this to the flame, spark it here, look down in here. If you keep the light off, you'll probably see the reflection of the flame lit. Once you see the flame lit, go ahead and turn this to your desired temperature. Again, if you rock it down, you do have an oven light. Make sure this glass top is down when you take off traveling. Controls for your freezer and fridge are inside. So getting this ready for your travel. Coming in our bedroom, 2 doors that you want snapped open. You got some storage underneath here, which is on some hydraulic hinges, which is really nice. Lighting up there, 1 touch mounting bracket. Again, you put a mount from the inside. Make sure you don't puncture the outside. Use short screws. Cable satellite, 110 for that. This lighting up here is 1 touch. About covers everything in here. Can hand crank that open. Just act like we're leaving the campsite and get ready to close the unit up. I say batten the hatches, that means really put away everything in your cabinets you know that need to be put away. Normally what I'll do is I come to my control panel and shut off my ceiling lights. Now I know any other light that's on in the unit needs to be shut off by hand, by me, individually throughout the unit. With all those highlights, accent lights off, now I turn my ceiling back on and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Glide room in. You've walked through the unit, you've made sure all the vents are closed, all the doors are stepped into open positions. Just make it safe for travel. You don't want to destroy things just because you're moving from one place to another. As that comes in, shut off my ceiling lights and exit the unit. Biggest thing I want to tell you on these steps is make sure your exterior door is all the way open, whether you're bringing them up or down. Otherwise this piece is going to catch on it. Feet are also adjustable. Press in on this and that will release the leg. Lock this in there and keep this from banging against your screen door. Before you leave the dump station, lift and turn that handle. That's how you want that traveling. Lock and deadbolt. Now, whether you're dry camping or park camping, you're gonna have to get up here and retract our stabilizing jacks. If we are out dry camping. Down here you'll dump your freshwater drain and head on home or the nearest dump station, whatever you're in need of. If we are at a campsite, we'll unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be behind your tires on your off-camp side, almost at the very rear of the unit. 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull your black handle. It's the one on the left. Once that sounds like it's no longer draining, check the level of your black tank inside. If it's empty or close to it, come back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and come up here to this tank flush. Hook that hose up here. Again, emphasizing with that black handle open, turn that hose on for a good 5 minutes. Wash that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove this hose. Make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained. Close that black handle and pull your gray handle. Again, that's be cleaner water. It's your sinks, your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. When that's done, close that up. Conveniently and sanitarily store that right in here and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Bullet for many years to come. Happy camping.